Susie and I retire, we'll be taking trips like this whenever we want. It's a good thing we've been planning.
At Pacific Life, giving you the right tools to help you meet your financial goals is what we're all about. As you look to the future, look to Pacific Life. Ask your financial professional about Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed.
Kim, what's your favorite part of the ad?
My favorite part is where the whale is jumping in, I guess that's a fjord about 100 meters from them. That is just so utterly preposterous that it captures the essence of the ad, right? There's these, two men who are, sternly fishing, and one is explaining his financial future, which is so fantasy-like. It's presuming that they're going to be healthy. It's presuming that they've saved enough money. And it's presuming, frankly, that they're going to be getting along because they don't seem to have any similar interests. The women are over there, I guess, photographing the whale, and the men are fishing, and they don't have, any common interest whatsoever. And yet here they are with this, frankly, a fantasy about what their future is going to be like.
Oh, yeah. That whale 20 feet away thing, like when I first saw the ad, I thought it was supposed to be funny. And I was watching with my boyfriend, and I was like, is that a joke? No, it's serious. It's just ridiculous. And it must be because their logo has a whale in it, and it's some sort of really, really lame symbolism of they're catching small fish, and it's going to be a whale when they're retired or whatever. And I missed that. I'm making it up. But I mean, I could not believe how unlikable those people. Oh my God! All of them, I couldn't stand them. Did you?
I thought there was a real smugness to it. Susie and I will be doing this whenever we want, and you won't.
And the other guy's like, yeah. But and considering the type of people that I imagined them to be, I was a little bit surprised that he said when Susie and I, and I was like, oh, Susie must work.
He's going to be ditching Susie for a secretary.
Exactly. Oh, totally. But then I was like, I didn't expect Susie to be working to be able to retire, and that sort of.
Yeah, no, these are not pleasant people. Aryan Brotherhood kind of came into my mind as I was watching this. And the other thing for me is actually the whale. I mean, I would prefer a dolphin. I mean, they're a little more friendly. They're smaller scale. They don't swallow you. Right. But then that made me think about other unfortunate symbolism. I was in O'Hare Airport the other day, and right by the United Airlines help desk was a big dinosaur. I thought,
And clearly this whale was also saying something else, right? I'm going to say it because none of you are. That whale was a penis. That whale was right, actually.
Exactly.
And this ad was all about virility. It was about, we will give you the tools. We will give you the power to succeed.
but that's not the only thing.
And it's about,
you know how much his fishing pole was in action.
Oh, exactly.
And the whale just kept breaching and breaching and breaching. And every second shot, the whale was breaching. And it's about the sort of, the biggest fear of old age is impotence in some ways. And I don't mean that literally. I mean the sort of sense of powerlessness of not actually having control of your own circumstances. And so this was sort of like a prophylactic kind of ad that was guarding against that.
But based on how much the pole was bending, you would have thought that was like a 100-pound fish. It was considerably smaller than that.
I almost thought they were fishing for whales.
It did. Yeah, they looked like people who would do that kind of thing.
But I found this ad totally offensive. And the things that were so offensive about it was how totally shameless it was in going for a white demographic, in going for a sort of class aspiration that is this was the Burberry set. It's like a fantasy.
I thought the key moment was when he said...
And the gender issues I thought were really offensive.
Yes.
Like these women were really going to be passengers on this ride into old age.
He said it's a good thing we've been planning, as though planning alone is the key issue, because they start with high socioeconomic status, and then planning makes a huge difference. But if you start with a low socioeconomic status, your planning essentially involves rent, heat, food, and medication. Pick any two. I mean, you really can't save beyond that.
Yeah, it was presuming that they're actually on this vacation and they're going to continue to do this very thing. That they took a private plane into wherever it was they were fishing. That is not a vacation that most of us can afford. Right. So this, as you pointed out, this is a very small demographic that they're actually focusing on. And I think that...
I don't think they're focusing on that demographic. I think they're focusing on people who
want
fantasize
to
about
be that
I think
it's aspirational.
And it's just so shameless in another way that it's whatever they're going to be doing, going on these kinds of trips anytime they want, is so self-serving, and That's it. If they have that kind of money, give it away for, crying out loud. And maybe do something, just at least pretend like they're going to help other people. And no, they're just going to go look at some whales.
Well, I thought that was interesting. This company, I did some background research on it just to try to understand what's their story here. And they actually do a fair amount of donation on their own, and they have a high, stock potential, and they have all these really positive things. And I literally sat there and thought, why aren't you demonstrating that? Why aren't you showing that in your
Yeah, no,
advertising?
it's a very cold commercial.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
So the fjord is perfect.
That's right.
Can't have to go to the tropics.
He says it's a good thing we've been planning. Name someone who's done a very poor job of planning, Margaret.
Alberto Gonzalez.
Kim?
Britney Spears, no reproductive or career planning.
Nana.
Me.
No.
Dan.
Me and coming up with a clever answer to this question.
Okay. Jeff Skilling. Coming up next, Cadillac.